Hello children, welcome back to the second language English class. In the last class children, in the lesson There's a Girl by the Tracks, you came to know about the quality of compassion. In today's class, we are going to go through the poem The Quality of Mercy. So before we go to the poem, let us know about the poet William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was a renowned English poet, playwright and actor. He was born on 26th April 1564 in Stratford upon Avon. His father was a successful local businessman and his mother was the daughter of a landowner. Shakespeare is widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He wrote about 38 plays, 154 sonnets and 2 long narrative poems. A sonnet is a 14-line poem. The word sonnet is derived from the Italian word sonetto, meaning a little sound or song. The first 8 lines, the octave, asks questions or expresses an emotional tension. The last 6 lines, the sestet, answers the question or relieves the tension. Some of his notable plays are Julius Caesar, The Tempest, Othello, Romeo and Juliet, The Merchant of Venice, Hamlet, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Macbeth, The Winter's Tale and so on. Children, up till now, you came to know about William Shakespeare. You have got an activity to do here, children. What I want you to do is gather some more information on William Shakespeare and prepare a profile on him and post it in your WhatsApp group. Children, in this poem, importance is given to the quality of mercy. It is called a divine quality because it's a quality found in God. And the human beings, when they have got this quality in them, they become very close to God. In this world, children, everything is being created by God. And in all the things, we can see this quality of mercy. For example, the sun gives us heat and light. The trees give us clean air. The river gives us water. The cow gives us milk. Mother Earth, she gives us food. Like this, in each and everything, we find the quality of mercy. It is few human beings in whom we don't find this quality at all. In this poem, Quality of Mercy, significance of this quality is explained. This poem is an extract from the play The Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare. Now, let's go through the background of this play and see in which situation this poem was written. Shall we go, children? Yes, the play Merchant of Venice. Antonio was a merchant who lived in Venice, a prosperous city in Italy. He was a very kind man. He had many friends, but his best friend was Bassanio. Bassanio was a young and handsome nobleman, but unfortunately, he had no money. He wanted to marry Portia. Portia was a beautiful and an intelligent girl. He needed money to marry her. When Antonio came to know this, he wanted to help. He told Bassanio to borrow money in his name. They went to Shylock, a Jewish moneylender, and asked him for the money. Shylock had a lot of money, but he was not at all generous. He hated Antonio because Antonio lent money without charging any interest for it. So, Shylock decided to take advantage of this situation. He gave them the money on a strange condition that the money should be returned within a stipulated period of 3 months, and if not, a pound of flesh will be taken from Antonio's body. Antonio agreed to this and borrowed the money for Bassanio. Bassanio took the money and went to a place called Belmont and married Portia. In the meanwhile, Shylock heard that Antonio had lost his ships. He was very happy that Antonio would not be able to pay the money. Shylock took Antonio to court and demanded that he fulfill the strange and cruel condition. The Duke liked Antonio and was sorry for him. But what could he do? Antonio had given a written and signed bond to Shylock, and according to the law, Shylock was right. When Bassanio and Portia heard of all this, they rushed back to Venice. Portia told Bassanio to pay Shylock twice the amount to save Antonio. But Shylock was adamant because the stipulated time of 3 months was over. He demanded only a pound of Antonio's flesh. Everyone in the court, including the Duke, felt that Shylock's demand was inhuman. The Duke asked Shylock to show mercy towards Antonio, but Shylock was not ready to do so. Just then, a young lawyer entered the court. He said that he would fight Antonio's case. He asked Antonio whether he had agreed to Shylock's condition. Antonio said that he had agreed. The young lawyer requested Shylock to show mercy. The lawyer pleaded that mercy is a quality of God Himself. When a person shows mercy to someone else, they are both blessed. Mercy was more valuable than a king's crown, but all this had no effect on Shylock. The young lawyer then said that the law allowed Shylock to take a pound of flesh, and he could do that, but warned that while cutting the flesh, Shylock should not shed even 1 drop of Antonio's blood. Also, he should cut exactly 1 pound of flesh, nothing less, nothing more. That would not be allowed by the law. Shylock realized that he was defeated, and as punishment, he had to give away half of his wealth to the Duke and other half to Antonio. The lawyer was none other than Portia. Antonio's life was saved. Later, they learned that Antonio's ships were safe and he had not lost his money. Thus, the story ended happily. Did you like the play, children? Yes. Now, what do you learn from this play? Yes, we learned that we should not take revenge on others, and if we try to harm others, in the end, we are going to be the loser and we are going to lose everything. Is it clear, children? Now, let us move on to the poem, The Quality of Mercy, written by William Shakespeare. The quality of mercy is not strained. It dropped as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. So, here the poet is saying the quality of mercy is not strained. That means the quality of mercy is not forced. It should be present naturally in each one of us. It should not come out of force. It dropped as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It dropped. Children, look at this word dropped. It is Old English word. The modern word for that is drops. It dropped, and here the poet compares the quality of mercy to the gentle rain. Just like the gentle rain falls from the heaven upon the earth and it doesn't cause any destruction at all. In the same way, the quality of mercy is also harmless. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. Here also you see, children, this word blessed. That is also Old English word. The modern word is blessed. And in the second line, blesseth, that is also old word, and the modern word is blesses. Here the poet says it is twice blessed. The quality of mercy is blessed twice. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. So the giver and the taker, both of them are blessed over here. And the person who shows the mercy, he doesn't lose anything. On the other hand, he is being respected in the society. And the person who receives the mercy, his life is saved, he is not being punished, and it helps him to become a very good person. It is mightiest in the mightiest, it becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. This is, that is also Old English word, children, and the modern word is it is. It is mightiest in the mightiest, it becomes. In a kingdom, the king is all powerful. The king has got full power and there is nobody above him. Is it clear? And he can do whatever he wants to do and the people have to listen. But the quality of mercy, even though the king is all powerful, the quality of mercy is more powerful than the king who has got the power. The throned monarch better than his crown. The king who is sitting on the throne, he is greater than the crown what he is wearing. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty. His scepter, look at this picture, children. In the picture you can see the king holding a rod. That rod only we call it as scepter. So his scepter shows the force of temporal power. This rod stands for temporary power. Up till the king is there in power, he has got the power. Once he loses the power and he steps down from the throne, he doesn't have any power at all. The attribute to awe and majesty, and when he has got the scepter in his hand and when he has got the royal power, it creates fear in the minds of the people. Wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings, but mercy is above the sceptred sway. Wherein doth, the word doth is also Old English, children, and modern word for that is does. And when the king has got this scepter in his hand, it shows royal power and the people are very scared and they show obedience and respect to the king out of fear, and it is not because of love and affection. But mercy is above, but the quality of mercy is above the power of the sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the heart of kings. It's an attribute to God himself. The quality of mercy, it is found in the heart of kings. If it is found in the heart of kings, it's an attribute to God himself. It is a quality which is found in the God that is found in the king. And earthly power doth then show like us gods when mercy seasons justice. And when the king has got this quality of mercy in him, at that time what temporary power, what worldly power he has got, that will be changed into divine power and the king will be equal to God. And at that time when the king gives justice, it will be accompanied with mercy. Is it clear, children? So that is the power of mercy. Did you understand the poem? Yes. Children, this poem is for memorization and you have to learn it because in the exam you will have 4 marks for memorization. Just learning the poem will not help you. What you have to do is you have to practice it writing, because in this poem you come across Old English words. And until and unless you practice, you will not memorize the poem correctly and in the exam you will be making mistakes. So to fetch 4 marks, what you have to do, you have to practice writing the poem and you have to learn it. Is it clear, children? Now let us understand the meaning of certain new words that you came across in this poem. The first word is strained. The meaning of the word strained is forced or compelled. Now look at this picture, children. Yes, in this picture what can you see? Yes, you can see a man is trying to listen what the other person is talking in the next room. He strained his ears to listen, but the glass was soundproof. The next word is majesty. The meaning of the word majesty is royal power. Now look at this picture, children. In this picture you can see the king having a scepter in his hand and he has got a throne on his head and is wearing the royal robe. And when you look at that picture, don't you think that it is majestic? Yes, this majestic power evoked fear in the heart of the subjects. Dropped. This is an old English word, children. The modern word for that is drops. Now look at this picture, children. Yes, the water dropped from a great height at Shivana Samudram. The next word is scepter. The meaning of this word is a decorated rod carried by a king or a queen as a symbol of power. Now look at this picture, children. You can see a king holding a scepter in his hand. Enthroned. The meaning is seated. In this picture, an old lady sat in the dining room enthroned on an old high-backed chair. She was seated on an old high-backed chair. The next word is attribute. The meaning for the word attribute is quality or character. Now look at this picture, children. It's a picture of Lord Buddha. Buddha had all the attributes of a king, but he chose to become an ascetic. So Buddha, when he was very young, he had all the qualities what was required to become a very good king. But he did not want to become a king. He became an ascetic. Children, here you have got an activity to do. Now you came to know the meaning of these new words. What I want you to do is that in your notebook, you have to frame sentences of your own using these words. Will you do it, children? And write it and keep it in your notebook. When you go back to the school, your subject teacher will assess it. Now, let's see how much you have understood the poem. I'll be giving you some questions. You have to write down those questions in your notebook and you have to also write the answer. Yes. Answer the following question. The first question is, mercy is compared to something in the first two lines of the poem. What is it? Take open page number 41, children. Read that first two lines. You will get the answer for that over there. And write it down in your notebook, children. Now let us see whether you have written the answer correctly. The answer is, it is compared to the gentle rain from heaven. The second question, the speaker says that mercy is twice blessed. What does she mean by this? Again, go to the third line in the poem, children. There you will get the answer for this question. Did you get the answer, children? Write it down in your notebook. Now let us see whether you have written correctly. The answer is, mercy blesses the giver and the taker too. Both of them are being blessed. Now, the third question, when does earthly power show divine power? Now, in the poem, go to the last line, children. Over there, you have got the answer for this question. Did you get it? Write it down in your notebook. Now, let's see whether you have written correctly. When a king declares justice, combined with a sense of mercy. That is the answer for the last question. Read the extract and answer the questions that follow. The line is, his scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty. Okay, understand this line properly, children, analyze it, and now you have got the question, how does the scepter show temporal power? The answer is, the scepter creates fear among people. The next one is, in contrast, what quality does mercy stand for? Yes, the answer for this question is, mercy stands for divine quality and it flows from the heart. Let's move on to an activity. Some traits or qualities are mentioned below. Classify them into two categories of temporal power and divine attribute. Did you get it, children? Now, some traits or qualities are given for you. You have to group them into two categories. Okay. So, before you go to the activity, let us see the meaning of these words so that it will be easy for you to categorize them. The first word is love. It is nothing but feeling of deep affection. Revenge. The action of hurting or harming someone in return. When somebody hits you, you will be planning, how should I hurt that other person? That you call it as revenge. Sympathy, feelings of pity and sorrow. Tyranny, cruel and oppressive government. Cruelty, behavior which causes physical or mental harm to another. Mercy, forgiveness shown to a person who could be easily punished or harmed. Miserliness, too much desire to save money. Some people, you have seen children, they won't spend any money at all. They'll have lots of money, they will not give it to others, and they will try to make more money. Those people, we call them as miserly. Hatred, intense dislike. Tit for tat, injury or insult in return. What does this tit for tat means? Sometimes when somebody comes and slaps you on the cheek, immediately what will you do? You want to hit that person on his cheek. So that we call it as tit for tat. What that person does for you, you want to do the same thing to the other person. Attitude, thinking or feeling about something. Compassion, concern for others. Is it clear, children? You must have learned the meaning of these words. Look at this picture, children. You can see two baskets. The first basket is named temporal and the second basket has got divine attributes. Now, what you are supposed to do means, just now you came to know the meaning of the words. So, you have to drop these words in their respective baskets. Did you get it, children? Categorize them into the two headings and drop them in the basket. Start doing it, children. Yes? Have you finished doing it? Yes. Now, let us see whether you have done the activity correctly. Love, it is divine attribute. Revenge, temporal. Sympathy, divine attribute. Tyranny, temporal. Cruelty, temporal. Mercy, divine attribute. Miserliness, temporal. Hatred, temporal. Tit for tat, temporal. Attitude, temporal. Compassion, divine attribute. Very good, children. Congratulations. You have done well. So, it shows that you have understood the meaning of temporal and what are the qualities that you call it as divine attribute. Very good. Keep it up, children. Let us move on to the next. Now, look at this picture, children. In the first picture, you can see a brother and a sister. And in the second picture, you can see a cute lamb. Now, read this line, children. His sister is as gentle as a lamb. Here, there is a comparison shown between the girl and the lamb. And the comparison between the gentleness of his sister and the lamb. You all know the lamb is a very gentle animal and it does not harm anybody. In the same way, he says that his sister is also very gentle. Now, let's go on to the next one. Yes, in the first picture, you see a baby sleeping. And in the second picture, you can see the koala sleeping on a tree. Now, read this line, children. The baby sleeps like a koala. So, two different things are taken over here and they are compared. Now, what does the comparison over here means? The comparison is between the sleeping posture of a baby and a koala. So, how the koala is sleeping on the tree, in the same manner, the baby is also sleeping. Is it clear? Now, let's go on to the next one. Yes, in this picture, you see two boys fighting and in the second picture, you can see a cat and a dog fighting. Now, read this sentence, children. The boys fought like cats and dogs. So, here also two different things are taken and a comparison is being shown. The comparison is between the way the boys and the way the cat and dogs fight. Now, in this next pictures, you can see in the first picture, a woman is shown as she is very busy. And in the second picture, you can see a bee. And you all know the bee doesn't sit quietly for some time. Every time it is seen very busy flying from one flower to another flower collecting the honey. So, now read this sentence, children. She was as busy as a bee. Here also two different things are taken and a comparison is being done. And the comparison is between a lady and a bee who are always busy. And when you take two different things and when you bring about a comparison between these two things using words like or as, then you call it as figure of speech simile. Did you get it, children? So now take down this definition of simile. A simile compares two unlike things using the words like or as. That means two different things will be taken and a comparison will be made between these two different things using words like or as, and one aspect will be common in both these things. And when you do this type of comparison, we call it as simile. Is it clear, children? Now, based on what simile you have understood, there is an activity for you. Choose the correct word from the options given and complete the simile. Yes, the first one is, the sun made the sidewalk as hot as a dash. The heat of the sun made the footpath very hot. And how hot it was, you have to write the simile for that. 4 options are given below: refrigerator, ice cube, campfire, frying pan. Yes, the sun made the sidewalk as hot as a, which is the correct option, children? I can hear some of you saying, yes, it was as hot as a campfire. Did you get it? Have you written it correctly? Good. This next one, the girl can swim like a dash. Okay, here also you have got 4 options, children: dolphin, rock, fish, drum. Okay, so select the correct option, children. The girl can swim like a, yes, like a fish. You people are correct. Very good. Yes, the third one, her face was as red as a dash. Here also you have got 4 options, children: strawberry, banana, tomato, pear. Yes, I can hear some of you giving me the answer. Her face was as red as a tomato. Did you get it, children? Yes, very good. Now, let's move on to the home assignment. You have got 2 assignment, children. Write it down in your notebook and find out the answers for it and write it neatly. The first assignment is, write the summary of the poem Quality of Mercy in your own words. Take it down, children. Have you finished? Yes. The second one is, the speaker compares the power of the king with the power of mercy, saying that mercy is the mightiest of the mightiest. How does she justify this? Have you taken down, children? These are the 2 assignment and you have to write the answers for this and keep it with you. Your subject teacher will check it when you go back to the school. Now, I come to the end of my session. So, before I sign off, children, don't forget to scan the QR code. See, on page 41, in the middle of the page, you have got the QR code. When you scan the QR code, it will take you to Diksha app. And once you go to the Diksha app, you will get lots of information related to this poem. It can be in the form of question answers or it can be in the form of language exercises. Now, I come to the end of my session. I hope this session was very interesting and very useful to you. Thank you. Bye, children.